When you first open up Photoshop, you're probably going to see a similar screen. You may not see a whole bunch of documents down here because you may have not used Photoshop yet, so it's not going to show your recent history of documents opened. But let me go ahead and open up one of my recent things. This is what you guys will be doing next, but I just simply want to show you the workspace first. So you'll see if you've used Photoshop before, it's very similar to the older versions. But how it is laid out is along the top, you have the menu up here. So that's called your menu. Directly below your menu is something called the options bar. So the options bar is going to change depending on what tool you have selected. So you'll see how that changes because it is your tool options, okay? So this that's holding all these different tools is called the toolbar. And then you have your document window, which is tab based. You can see I can kind of rip off that tab. I can stick it back on here. When I open up more documents, so if I go to File, Open, and say open up another version of, actually let's go ahead, open up this. You'll see I have two tabs now, okay? And you can tear them off. I have both of them floating if you'd like, put them back on. However you decide to work. On the right side here, you have your panels. So you have, like, say, your color panel, you have a swatches panel, gradients, and so on. Down here you have your layers. You can move these panels around as you please. But let's say you get a little crazy and start deleting things, and let's say you tear off your toolbar, delete it, and you're stuck. So there's a pretty easy fix for this. And what you want to do is go up to Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials, and make sure you have Essentials as default. So when you reset, it brings everything back to, your default. I typically tuck in this little Learn panel, so you'll see these little collapse icon button here. I usually collapse that to give me more space to work. So that's kind of like the kind of setup here. If you want to go back to your home, there's a little home icon. If you want to go back here, you click on the Photoshop icon again to go back to working. So there's two layouts here that you can kind of go back and forth on, as you can see. So that's the basics of your workspace. And then after this, we're going to get started.